Michelle Bachmann, a congresswoman from Minnesota, is now in the news because she took $250,000 of taxpayer money and put it into her own pocket. According to the Environmental Watch Group, Michelle Bachmann has taken, from 1995 to 2006, $250,000 of taxpayer money and put it into her own family farm. In another different time periods, she took $20,000. She's completely reversed her stance on government shouldn't be spending money, and taking government money to put into her own family's farm, proving what a hypocrite she really is. This is so ironic. Bachmann voted against things that would help people, like the Foreclosure Protection Project, which would help people who were in danger of losing their homes. And she called it all kinds of nasty names. Oh, people just don't want to work. You know, it's just big government controlling our lives, and all a bunch of other idiotic rhetoric that these people spout. And here she is, taking $250,000 for herself while screaming how taking any money is bad. This is the utter and complete hypocrisy of the conservative movement. Hurt everyone else and get for you. No, wait. That's capitalism. Iowa Publicman Chuck Grassley, he accepted $1 million of government money that he took, and his kid spent most of it. This guy's taking $1 million of taxpayers' money after proclaiming himself an anti-socialist warrior who's committed to just destroying anything that would help people. $1 million could have helped how many people's kids in school? It could have helped how many people? No. You don't get money for your kid's school, because he's against that. But he's not against taking $1 million for himself and letting his kids spend it. At this point, it doesn't seem logical for anyone who claims they're against big government to even vote Republican. Well, these people are the biggest thieves that have ever existed. Even the Heritage Foundation, the people who are basically the think tank for right-wing fascists, even they are coming out and saying that Grassley is wrong for taking this money. I mean, you must be pretty bad if even your own fascist think tank won't even back you up. Senator Sam Brownback from Kansas, he took $500,000 and put it in his own pocket. He put taxpayer money and put it in his own pocket. Again, another guy who was screaming about government spending any money was wrong. Max Baucus, a fiscally conservative Democrat, he took hundreds of thousands to subsidize his farm, while the rest of the country, the rest of the working class, was left at the mercy of market mechanisms. Now, he was a big supporter of capitalism and the free market, and everybody should sink or swim by their own virtue because the market will work out perfectly every time, unless you're him. Because unless you're him, then you're better than other people, so you deserve free stuff because you're so virtuous with your selfishness. The members of Congress, these so-called anti-spending, anti-handout, anti-socialist warriors, are the true welfare queens. When they take your tax dollars for their large farms and at the same time try to stop government handouts to the poor and falling middle class, they're only trying to secure more money for themselves and their corporate bosses by taking money from ordinary people just like you. In the Paris Commune, of which Marx drew much of his theory, and under Lenin in the Soviet Union, the government representatives were only paid as much as a skilled worker and no more. This was one way to prevent politicians from robbing the people. And not to mention the fact that big businesses who buy off politicians from every spectrum, they didn't exist. Usually the argument is, well, if we get rid of the state, nobody will be able to bribe them. Well, here's a better idea. How about we get rid of the people who are bribing politicians?